Hey guys, back again with another unboxing. With this particular unboxing, we will have a giveaway with it. I will get into that as we go into the video here. Before we get into the actual box here, I did pick up some other lures from actually just my local Walmart that I kind of wanted to share. What we have, and I actually went out with a friend a couple days ago, and he kind of showed me this technique. I'm not going to give away exactly what he was doing, just in case anybody from these lakes here are kind of watching. He was kind of protective of it. But what we have here are mini Pro Buzz Strike King buzz baits. I got two of them, and what he had done was remove the skirt on it and put a trailer on it. And we were out fishing Lake Waco, Texas, and the one thing I won't give away is the trailer he was using, but I will say you could probably figure it out. But it was a Rage trailer, and that's as far as I'll go. You can probably figure out from there. And yeah, he was killing them on these things. It was a windy day, and even with the wind and the chop, this little buzz bait and that trailer he had going on there was killing them. So I decided to try those for myself. Also a particular color of Fluke. He was trying out white pearl chartreuse, and he was killing them on those as well. We actually both did fairly well out on that trip, but these of course are Zoom, just your standard salty super flukes with the, you can see there, just has a chartreuse tail on them. So anyways, those are just a few things that I had picked up that I wanted to show you guys. So we'll go ahead, get this shut down, and get into the unboxing here. This is a tackle warehouse order I had made. There's a couple of new things in here that I'd ordered I'd wanted to check out. It's been a while since I made an order, but there are finally some new baits coming around that I wanted to try, and that's what we got in here. So we'll go ahead and get into it. Of course, we have our packaging here. So first off, I've been running very short on line. I've recently cleaned and respooled a lot of my reels. I have recently switched to copolymer, trying to get away from fluorocarbon. I seem to get more backlash. It seems to have more memory. I was using the Cigar Red Label, and the stuff is just so expensive, and it's just not worth it for me. This stuff is better in my opinion. This particular line that I've been using is the P-Line C21 copolymer fishing line. I think it was $7 or $8 for 750 yards. So I mean, for what I paid for, what do we have here? 1,500 yards of line. You can get 200 yards of fluorocarbon. So yeah, definitely gonna start going with this stuff. There are different situations for each line, but I feel like copolymer can kind of cover the gamut. Of course, if I'm going to be throwing a topwater, I'm throwing braid. Generally won't be throwing copolymer or anything like that. But again, this P-Line is a really nice line. I've switched all my reels over to it, and it just works for what I do. So got those two guys. Next up, we have a 6-cent lure here. This is a Snatch 70, 70X. The lure's kind of hung in there. I'll take it out and show you here. This is a lipless crankbait. The lakes are starting to turn back on and cool down a little bit, and I have been killing them on the lipless crankbait. I'm going to do a separate video about a tournament I'd fished here with the local bass club, and kind of show you guys some of that. But lipless crankbaits have always been my desperation go-to bait. Not even desperation, but they're probably my favorite bait. If I had to choose one bait to pick from, it would probably be a lipless crankbait, just because I'm so comfortable with them. That is the most confident in any bait that I am. So anyways, we'll go ahead and pull this guy out here. This is kind of just your standard sexy shad color. And 6-cent lures, I've showed a couple on here before, but these guys are nice quality, great color patterns on these. I apologize for my fingernail there. I hit it with a hammer trying to fix something on the boat the other day. You can see there are very sharp lines on this. You can see right here, very sharp line here at a real angle. I'm not certain how this thing's gonna run. I feel like it's gonna have a real fast really fast wobble to it, but I could be wrong. I don't know anything about, I'm not a lure engineer, but you can see here on the top has your gray pattern, of course with your netting sprayed on there. Again, comes down to your kind of bluish color here, and then your chartreuse line, and then kind of white on the bottom with your orange on the front hook. I'll give you a little, that's the rattling sound that it makes there. So again, very nice looking bait. 6 cent 70X. This is a 5/8 ounce lure. Yeah, standard lipless crankbait. You're gonna run it. What I've been doing with it's finding grass patches on points and just ripping this guy through lay down in grass, and that's where I've been catching them. So that's that. So we have our little thing here. I do believe we have our sticker in here, of course. This is over $50, so you get your free sticker. Next up, Tackle Warehouse was having a sale on their Spro lures, so I picked this guy up. This is a baby Fat John 50. Once again, if you watched any of my videos, you know that I'm pretty partial to Spro lures. In my opinion, sharpest hooks out of the package that you can get. I don't ever change my Spro lures. And this one dives 0 to 2 feet. And since the water temperatures are going down, we're getting into fall fishing. The fish are moving shallow. So this is a shallow crankbait. I've been catching a lot on shallow crankbaits as well. As I mentioned earlier, I went to Lake Waco and I pretty much caught everything on a little 1.5 crankbait. So I decided to pick up another little shallow running crankbait because again, I'm partial to Spro. This particular color is Nasty Shad, which is your standard sexy shad color again. Just going natural with the bait fish being pushed up into the flats and I guess creek bends or whatever you want to call them. This is kind of what I'm going for. But again, just the color pattern and the detail on these Spro lures are the best. This one does have your circuit board lip on it. As you can see there, has a wide lip. Since you're gonna be running it shallow, I feel like that'll help deflect off of a lot of things you're running into. The eyes on there look great. Again, it's kind of your same pattern. A little more blue on top of here with the netting pattern. Moving to your side here, you have your chartreuse line, and then on the bottom you will have white, and then your orange there. So again, you guys kind of know how Spro lures go, but very nice quality. Love them to death. So picked that up since it was on sale. Okay, a new lure here we have. This is the Strike King Swinging Sugar Buzz Buzzbait. This was announced at ICAST this year, if you kept up with that. The only place I've seen them so far is Tackle Warehouse, and most of the colors were sold out in 3/8 ounce. I know they're sold out of pretty much everything. This is a 1/2 ounce. I usually throw 1/2 ounce buzz baits anyway, so that kind of worked out for me that I could get this. This particular color, I don't recall. It doesn't show it on here. But it's just kind of if you throw a War Eagle spinnerbait at all, there's a color called Mouse. This is very similar to that. So, and this will be one of the giveaway lures. Because I wanted to give away some of the newer lures. And this will be a part of it. And as you can see here, the big gimmick of this, I guess if you want to call it a gimmick, is it kind of has a jig head here, and then comes down in your hook, but it swivels. So I mean, this is purported to help with your hookup ratio, and I can see that. Just because generally with your standard buzz bait, you're just sitting straight like this, and if the fish comes up there and misses it, okay, you missed it and that's it. But with this thing being able to hang down, you have more of a, you know, something to latch onto like that. That being said, if you're running this through the water and it's doing that, I don't know about that. But again, I'll have to run it through and see. You have your weight right here on the front portion of it. But yeah, also what they kind of sell it as is when you hook up with a fish, there's not any, since this swivels, there's no give for that fish to gain any leverage. So if you're keeping tension on that, no matter what that fish is doing, that hook is still in them. Whereas if this is stiff and they want to move, if they jump up and move this way, Okay, well that hook, you know, that fish is gone. But with the swinging leverage and you're keeping tension on that, well, see there, that hook's still in there. Again, that's kind of a rudimentary kind of observation, but that's kind of how they're selling it. So anyways, this is once again the Strike King Swinging Sugar Buzz, and again this will be part of the giveaway. I will grab you one of these if you win and send it your way. Next up, we have, and these are brand new as well, I did a video of these, the Z3 Swamp Crawler by Zoom. This is the Robo Worm knockoff soft plastic. I've really enjoyed. I actually prefer these to Robo Worms just because of the way the plastic is. I 100% prefer them over Robo Worm. I'm not saying Robo Worm isn't good. I love the Robo Worms, but given a choice, I would pick these just because Robo Worms tear up so quick, and these really don't. This particular color is Z3 Edge. This is a blue and black color. Well, not really blue and black. It kind of has a June bug-ish color top. I don't know if you'll be able to make that out on the camera, but it, kind of June bug with the red flake, and then it goes into the blue. This is the best thing to black and blue I could find, just because I fish mostly stained lakes, and black and blue is a real good color. You have your flat bottom here, so kind of gives you a little more action as the fall goes. Again, a lot of, I don't know that you can get Robo Worms with flat bottoms actually, but anyways, these do have the flat bottoms, so if you're wacky rigging them, it'll kind of give you a slower fall because that water is catching that flat bottom. Again, the plastic is just so much better than the Robo Worm stuff. So that, again, that's why I prefer them. But again, I've only been able to find them at Tackle Warehouse, so this will also be a part of the giveaway. So the Zoom Z3 Swamp Crawlers, you probably won't be getting this color. I'll probably get something a little more natural that everybody can use, because who knows where these are going to go. But anyways, nice baits. I really like them, so we'll get those out to somebody and let somebody else try them. Next up, the good old Missile Baits D-Bomb Plastics. This particular color is Green Pumpkin Watermelon. I do have these in black and blue. I don't have any in a more natural color, which I'm kind of starting to I guess fill out my soft plastics, just because I really only have one or two colors I use, and they're usually black and blue or something with chartreuse on it, and I really need to have more June bug and natural colors, and that's what we have here. The action on these baits are wonderful. If you've never thrown a missile bait soft plastic, you really should at least try them out. They're not the cheapest, but they're really awesome for what they are. I might have gone through these before, but you just have your ribbed, I don't know if you make that out on camera, but they're ribbed there. Kind of gives you a little bit better water displacement, and you get pretty good action on these on the tail here. You can cut them off in half and use them as a trailer bait. I like to throw them on just a Texas rig, and I've caught quite a few fish on these doing that. Again, this is Missile Bomb D-Bomb, or I'm sorry, Missile Baits D-Bomb and Green Pumpkin Watermelon. So next up, we have, of course, we got two of these. I've gone over these before. Your Z-Man Chatterbaits. This is the Project Z. These are probably, I don't know, I've been using, since these are kind of hard for me to get a hold of, these are my favorite Z-Man Chatterbaits. You cannot, there's not a better Z-Man Chatterbait. Z-Man makes a lot of different types of chatterbaits, but the Project Z are the best ones you can get. They're well put together. They're, you know, there's lots of problems with the other ones, but these are the best. Again, they're $8, so there's a reason why they're better. But yeah, that being said, I've kind of gone and kind of looked at options, just because it's tough to get these, because I have to make an order from Tackle Warehouse specifically to get these, and if I just want to walk into my local tackle shop, I don't have this option. But what they did have at my local tackle shop was a V&M swimming swimming bladed bait. I forget what they call them. And I've been throwing that, and I really enjoy that too. I think the quality is a little bit better on these, but those V&M are real nice baits too. So anyways, got your chatterbait here. I've showed these before. I'm not going to pull these out of the package. You can go check out that other video to see these. Next up, another new bait, and this will be the last portion of the giveaway. This is the new Strike King Red Eye Shad Tungsten 2-tap. This is kind of your one knocker version of the Red Eye Shad, and I will grab a regular Red Eye Shad and give you a sample of the sounds here in just a moment. Okay, so this particular color is just standard sexy shad again. With everything else I've been ordering, I've just been ordering natural colors that I can throw. So we'll go ahead and get this guy open. Again, this will be the last of the giveaway. I'm going to be sending one of these out as well. So we'll be giving away the Strike King Sugar Buzz, Swinging Sugar Buzz, the Zoom Z3 Swamp Crawlers, and I'll be sending out one of these guys too, the Strike King 2-tap Tungsten Red Eye Shad. So here I have your standard Strike King Red Eye Shad with the 2-tap, and as far as the shape and everything goes, it's pretty much the exact same thing. I'm not noticing any differences. Sorry, these hooks are stuck in my fingers here. This one's a little bit different color because I've had it out in the sun and I've actually used it. So this is a new one. Again, you can see the 2-tap labeling there on it. Otherwise, it's pretty much the exact same thing, except the sound. Again, your 2-tap here is going to give you your one knocker type sound. So I'm going to go ahead and let you hear the 2-tap real fast, and then we'll show you your standard Red Eye Shad. So here's the 2-tap. So you just have that kind of one knock sound in there. A lot more rattles than your standard one, and I'll go ahead and let you hear that one. So this is going to give you a little bit more subtle sound, a little bit more subtle, something different for the fish to hear. Again, a lot of people are big fans of the one knocker, and this is what it's going to give you. It feels a little bit, they're both 1/2 ounce lures, but this feels heavier for some reason, and I don't know why that would be. But this one definitely feels heavier than this one, but I don't know. It says it's 1/2 ounce. But anyways, again, Strike King Tungsten 2-tap. I've only seen them on Tackle Warehouse. I've looked for them everywhere else, and I finally broke down and gave in and went ahead and made this Tackle Warehouse order to so that I can get a hold of these. But that's that. Next up, here's your standard Strike King 6XD. I just lost all of my chartreuse blackbacks, so I went ahead and ordered one of these. As far as the 6XD bite goes, it's been okay. Honestly, I wind up with more white bass than I do largemouth throwing these, just because on my lake it's very hard to determine when you're on a school of white bass or when you're on a school of largemouth bass. If I see a ball of bait on my graph and fish under it, I just go ahead and throw this anyways, whether I know they are or not. I mean, it doesn't hurt. You're catching fish either way, so why not? But yeah, anyways, once again, standard Strike King 6XD chartreuse blackback crankbait. Okay, next up we have the good old Berkeley Power Worms. I used to throw these a lot, the Tequila Sunrise color. Since we're about to go into fall, I went ahead and ordered some because I don't currently have any. So I like to throw these in fall just because it's always worked well for me. I mean, it's a different color. This probably won't work everywhere. It's a pink and kind of purplish color to it. I'll pull one out here so you can see. I mean, you can kind of see it through the package there, but so it's just your standard 7-inch worm with you kind of have your pink purple color on the bottom, and then it's just a real dark purple the rest of the way through. But again, I've had a ton of luck on them, and I don't know if you remember telling me, if you watched my other videos, you remember telling me the story about the reading program in my school where I used my points to buy power bait worms. This was the color worm I got, so this has always kind of had a special place with me. The Tequila Sunrise color. Okay, so sticking with that, we have black and blue flake power worms. These catch fish on constantly. I've showed these on here before. I just ran out and needed more, so that's how we got those. Okay, here we have the 6 cents Peg X weight stoppers. I've had these on here before as well. If you're punching, I like to use them more often than not, but this just kind of keeps your weight down on your bait. What I like to do as well is kind of give a foot leader so that your weight isn't swinging around everywhere, where it still has free form to move, and your worm can still have its own action to it, where it's just not being held down by the weight when you have the stoppers all the way down on the tungsten weight or your lead weight. If you move it up about a foot, then that tungsten weight can still move up and down, and it still lets your worm or soft plastic have that free flowing action to it. But yeah, I just like these because they're really, really easy to get on your line as opposed to some of the other ones. And they're really cheap. I think these are $2 for a package of these. So that's that. Next up, we have our Spro half ounce. This is the Roland Marlin's signature series. I don't know that this is still his series. I could be wrong, but this is the Aruku Shad. Again, I've been throwing a lot of lipless crankbaits lately, and I'll go ahead and pull this out of the package. To reiterate once again, best hooks out of the package, in my opinion, for the Spro. I went with a smaller size because I've been catching a lot of, I've actually been throwing the bigger 75 size of these, and I've been catching fish on them, but they seem to prefer the smaller size, so I went with that. This is a Go Shad, so it's pretty much clear all the way through. There's a little bit, I doubt it'll show up on the camera, but there's a little bit of chartreuse kind of color going on through there, but I'm sure it won't even notice. You can see all the little rattles in there, or beads rather, and that's when earlier as I was explaining the your standard red-eye shad, that's what you're seeing in here. That's why this makes so much noise, is because there's so many beads in your standard red-eye shad, whereas that 2-tap, I believe it just has 2 big tungsten knockers in there for that to do it. And I'll go ahead and let you hear what this sounds like too in comparison. So with these, the balls are a lot smaller. You get more of a rattle out of them just because they're so small and there's so many. Give your tungsten top weight up here. I believe that's tungsten anyways, if you can see that clear there. Not a lot of pattern to go through on here just because it's a Go Shad. So ordered that to kind of feel, ow, and I hooked myself. Again, sharpest hooks out of the package. So that's that. I also ordered one more, same thing. This one we just have a different color. I was chrome and black. I don't know what they call it. Yeah, chrome and black, that's what they call it. So we just have a chrome and black version of it. And lastly, I believe anyways, this is something different. This is the TH Marine G-Force trolling motor prop nut eliminator. And what this does is, or is purported to do, it removes sound from your trolling motor from the blade spinning. I'm really hoping this works because my particular trolling motor does make a lot of noise. I feel like it does kind of affect my fishing. Like I had mentioned earlier, I've been fishing in a lot of grass, so I have to chop through a lot of that grass, and as I'm approaching it, I can always hear my trolling motor, and I feel like maybe I'm sending a lot of fish away when I do that, and I'm kind of hoping that this will eliminate that. That's what it says it does anyways, so we'll see how it goes. The selling points on the front here: a wider contactor for more stable propped, cooling ports aid in heat dissipation, no tools needed to install, and it increases battery life. So we'll go ahead and open it up and we'll see, and I'll get it installed later. I might do an installation video on it. I don't know that anybody'd want that, but we'll see. So basically it's just a big piece of aluminum here, and it has some packaging residue on it. It's just a big piece of aluminum. Again, as I mentioned, it has the holes in it for cooling, and it just has the hole there where you screw it in, where you would normally just put your regular prop nut, and it has a little plastic piece here, I guess, to kind of seal it in. And yeah, that's basically it. These things are not cheap. These are $40 to $50 depending. My particular trolling motor is a Minn Kota. They do make them for MotorGuide as well in different sizes, so just be careful of that if you do decide to order one. I will do, at the very least, a follow-up to to kind of let you guys know if it works or not. So that's that. On the back here, just kind of shows you the diameter and et cetera on which sizes. And on the paper in here, it's just installation instructions. Very easy to do. If you've seen my other video, I've showed you how to put a prop on and off. Basically, all you're going to do is unscrew your prop nut now and put this back on. So anyways, guys, that's it for this unboxing. I appreciate you watching. As far as the giveaway goes, once again, we will be giving away the Zoom Z3 Swamp Crawler. I'll be getting a different color than this. We'll do the, where'd we go here? One of the new Strike King Tungsten 2-tap Red-Eye Shad Lipless crankbaits. And lastly, a Strike King Swinging Sugar Buzz bait. Now with the buzz bait, since there were limited in stock, when I will make that order. I can't promise you what color you're going to get, just because there's very limited stock right now, and that's the only place you can get them. In order to be qualified, I guess, to win the baits, I will once again post a picture on my Instagram. You go over there, comment on it, and you are entered. I will send you a private message on Instagram if you've won, and ask you for your mailing address, and I'll get it sent out to you. Of course, you'll have to like and comment on the video as well, but mostly I'm looking at Instagram. Of course, you don't have to subscribe to me or anything like that. Of course, I would also like for you to, but yeah, that's the giveaway. Guys, go check out the Instagram. I will put my Instagram name right here somewhere in this area so that you guys can go over there and check that out. Just make sure that you are subscribed to me on Instagram. Anyways, guys, sorry about the long video. Just kind of wanted to give a little detail into the lures. Appreciate you guys watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you would, and go check out the Hookup Network. Until next time, appreciate it, guys.